here I am at Hope Kiwi Lodge Hut. I've got the place to myself. It's late October and spring, and I had the most beautiful day. This trail that I'm following this trip is part of the Te Araroa Trail, so I did it a few years ago and I'm really looking forward to doing this again because this is my favourite part of the Te Araroa Trail. Yeah, so I found a couple of candles in the hut which I've lit to make it really cozy, and luckily I found 2 matches in this funny old piece of cardboard which was left over for me to strike them on. Thank God, otherwise I'd have been in trouble. I don't have a lighter, but I suppose I could have improvised with my gas cooktop. Oh, you can see the candle in the background, aren't they beautiful? What I have for dinner is this instant brown rice with 6 ancient grains. I've had this before and I just really like it. It's just a nice mix of grains to eat with your dinner. And then I have some conventional spinach, which I don't normally have, but I sort of thought, why not get some greens in? And it's quite light for tramping, so I recommend it if you're looking for some greens that are light when you're tramping. Weight wise, I had a tiny pinch of garlic chopped up, which I just cooked lightly, and then I had classic tomato paste. I almost always have been taking this tramping in recent months. Almost feels like it's my birthday. These candles. A little quiet, peaceful birthday. I feel so calm and relaxed after a day of walking. Feeling very lucky indeed. By the way guys, I just wanted to add, I do know that these candles are like looking really weird here. One of them's standing up in like molten wax, which someone's melted very conveniently. And then this other one, I found like an old can because I couldn't find a candle holder that would sit free on the table. There are a few mounted on the wall, but yeah, so that's why they're like at such weird angles. But I love it, it's modern art. For breakfast, I'm having oats. They're whole grain organic oats with linseed mixed in. I've been keeping them in a pack already like that. And then I've also got some blueberries left over, so I'm going to finish those off today before they start getting too wrinkly. And then over here I've got a pot of lovely tank water and some hot cacao, and ground ginger powder put in there. In terms of wildlife I've seen on this trip, I've seen some beautiful Canadian geese. They've got a special place in my heart because my dad and I used to love watching Fly Away Home. It's a movie about Canadian geese that were orphaned, and this girl teaches them to fly with a microlight. My dad and I always wanted to fly a microlight together, so just seeing Canadian geese flying low over the valleys and heading off into the mist is just so magical. So I've loved seeing them on this trip. And then I've also seen a few pairs of paradise ducks, and I've seen medium-sized birds with brown feathers. I feel like I should know what they're called, but I don't. They might be a female bellbird or something. And I haven't seen any tuis, but last night one of the people here said that they could hear a tui calling. So it's been a great time for seeing beautiful birds. Oh, also when I was on the track yesterday, I was just walking along by the edge of the bush by Lake Sumner, and suddenly this bird started like trying to dive bomb me. Oh, I better turn off the gas here, sorry, excuse me a minute. This bird started dive bombing me and calling, and like I got really scared. I felt like I was going to try and peek my eyes out or something, so I sort of hunched over and screamed and kept running, but it gave up after a while and was like, do you know who I am? I'm a vegan. I don't eat any other living creatures that I can help, if I can help it. I mean, occasionally a sandfly might get in my dinner and I might eat it by mistake, but I certainly don't eat little baby birds. So I said, you don't have anything to fear, just leave me alone. Another interesting thing, there was a dead calf in the bush also near Lake Sumner, which was very sad indeed, but I guess he escaped a worse fate if he'd, you know, lived out his life and maybe got separated from his mother and taken to the works. But I was very pleased to see the happy cows around Lake Sumner. I don't know, I'm sort of in two minds about farming and cows, but I'm just so glad to see that they were happy and they're enjoying this beautiful landscape, even though it's probably not good for the environment. I mean, I see a lot of their dung in the bush and stuff, so I know that they're all wandering around everywhere, walking through the rivers and stuff, but I mean, from their perspective, they're getting this beautiful life and this beautiful landscape, and I just am happy for them, even though I know environmentally it's not the best thing. And there are just some gorgeous little calves. Speaking of a dead calf that I saw, there was some gorgeous little calves walking alongside their mother, a little black one walking alongside a black mother, and then a little tan and white one walking aside this tan and black mother. And yeah, just seeing their innocent little faces as I walked off to the swing bridge and the Horden swing bridge in this part of the track. Just a joy to see. This is my beautiful sleeping arrangement. Lovely trees through the window. Last night I just looked up at these trees softly moving in the breeze as I went to sleep. That's my little corner there. And the last 3 people who were staying last night have left, so I've got the place to myself for a good half an hour before I too leave on my way to the hot pools. Good morning everybody. It is the 24th of October 2021 and ahead there you can see and hear some Canadian geese, which I talked about yesterday, so try and get a zoom in on them. They've been flying up and down the valley, which is pretty cool. And there's a couple of paradise ducks zooming off there. Over yonder you can see Cameron Hut, where I had my breakfast this morning, and I camped just a few metres away, which was great because I could use the toilet and do my cooking in the hut to avoid sandflies. I don't want to cook in my tent, I mean it's not recommended, but also I've done that before when I was desperately hiding from sandflies and rain, and unfortunately I've spilled porridge in my tent, so I'm not keen to repeat that experience. So I definitely appreciated that little hut there. The hut itself has actually just been renovated by the Backcountry Hut Club or something along those lines back in January 2021, but it still is pretty old school and I didn't really fancy sleeping there because the bunks are all made of sacking or something nailed to the frame and they're all sinking in. But it is so cute and it's great to have these old huts around. So it is around 7:45 in the morning. I was so shocked when I turned on my phone because I thought it was going to be like 8:30 or 9, but only 7:45. That's not bad. I quite like not knowing the time when I'm out in the bush, but when I turn on my phone to make a wee video or take a photo, obviously I find out. And then it is interesting to see how the real time compares to what time I thought it was. So I've been out for like an hour and a half making breakfast, which was porridge and cacao that I showed you yesterday. And it's raining slightly. I'm hoping to head to Harper's Pass today. I did actually stop in at the hot pool yesterday and it was way warmer than I remember. I think like it depends like where you are with your own body temperature probably in terms of how hot it feels in any one particular day, but it was really lovely. So I stopped there for a little while and I just didn't feel like filming even though it was really beautiful. So oh well, you guys will have to go and see it for yourselves. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going over Harper Pass today and then heading to Loch Stream Hut. So, from me and the Canadian geese, where are they? I'll see you later. Bye. Here I am at Loch Stream Hut. As you can see, got a bit wet, that drizzle picked up, and also I had to do like some bush bashing because there were quite a few slips on the way between Cameron Hut and here. There's a cute little orange bivvy at Harper's Pass that I remember from last time, but someone had, probably from the Backcountry Hut Restoration Club, had painted over the graffiti that I did in the wall. I remember writing "Save Our Rivers," and then it's quite interesting though because I can see some scratches underneath where I wrote. Other people had written things, but scratched and it's all like save the Kauri and stuff. So it looked like I inspired about 5 other people to graffiti as well. But that's all been painted over now. And as you can see, I am now at Loch Stream Hut, finally safe from all the cliffs and slips and things. And it's really old. Here's the fireplace. There are ongoing rat issues. I remember last time waking up in the middle of the night and having to bang the wall with my walking pole to scare the rats away. And I also heard them rustling around in my backpack trying to get in, but I thought they were mice, but hearing that they're rats is even worse. And there's like, I'll show you. This is the bedroom. I'm going to be on the top bunk up there, but on this bottom bunk down here you can see a rat. And it brings back happy memories of when I was a kid going over to our batch on the west coast, well the hut as we called it, and we'd always check the bunks for mouse poo to see if there'd been any mice lately. Now I'm a vegan, I sort of don't feel like putting rat bait out for them because that sounds mean, but at the same time I don't really like having rats in the hut destroying my sleep. Hi everyone, I'm safe and sound after my tramp down the Taramaka River. It was touch and go in a few places. Yeah, I am completely famished and completely exhausted. I had to walk across that crazy river a few times and nearly got swept off my feet, but I didn't have much of a choice because it was gorse on one side and river on the other. So, I mean, I could have gone bush bashing, but I would have made no headway at all. So I'm very thankful to be alive. There's a few times I thought it might be my last day on earth, but I thought positive, I persevered, and I made it through. And now I'm at this lovely sanctuary backpackers in Arthur's Pass. There's no one here except me. It's all run on honesty at the moment. It's probably a bit quiet. And so yeah, I'll show you around a little bit. It's so quaint, like the ceiling is some kind of plastic. Reminds me of our hut over on the west coast that we used to have. You can see the trees through it, you can see the beech trees, and it's so cool. And there's even a bath here. I've got a place to myself, I can't believe it. This is the original fairyland for me. Shirley Barber. She's a children's illustrator who wrote lots of books about fairies and this beautiful things, and they always remind me of places like this valley. We've come back for a little walk down memory lane, a 3-hour walk into Horden hut today, and the weather is just stunning. I think I might even have a swim. For now I'm just going to have a wee snack and enjoy the peace and quiet in the sunshine. Here I am at the Horden hut, about to have my breakfast. It's the usual. I've got my hot cacao in the pot, and I just cooked up some oats with linseed. I'll give you a closer look. Nice and hot. This cool little Kia that somebody's cut out and put behind the danger zone. Very cute. It's a lovely hut. I've got the whole place to myself yet again. This is what happens when you visit places midweek. So here's the outside of the hut. It's a serviced hut, so it's big, and it was made in 2008. Serviced means that they just visit it more often and look after it, and it's supposed to have running water inside, I think, but they actually only have a water tank outside here. See a reflection of Alice in the window. Here I am on the way to the Mt Fyffe summit, about 10 minutes up from Mt Fyffe hut, and it is about 7:45 in the evening. There's a sea of cloud behind me, and the sun is just poking through like the flashlight of God, as some people like to say, and the sea of cloud just reminds me of that John Denver song, the line from John Denver that goes, "He saw silver clouds below" from Rocky Mountain High. This isn't a cathedral mountain, but there are silver clouds below a sea of cloud. Here's a glimpse. You can see the track winding way down there. And the sea is off that way. There's some patchwork fields, which I'll show you in one of the next clips tomorrow morning. But the cloud just stretches for miles and miles. cabin in Amberley, but it looks a lot flashier than a cabin. It looks more like a motel. Yeah, just left Kaikoura this morning and caught the bus to Amberley, and tomorrow I'm going to hitch to Lewis Pass and hopefully do the St. James. So yeah, it's going to rain tonight, that's why I opted for a cabin rather than a tent site. It looks lovely, and I've got my own little kitchenette, which you can see there in the background. So yeah, fingers crossed that the weather's good in Lewis Pass. The forecast is good, so. Just at the Christopher Hut, it's 8 o'clock on the 19th of November, and there's some wild horses. I counted 23 of them before, but it almost looks like there's more now.